Welcome to Unit 2. In this unit, we're going to learn how to sort and filter data as well as create and modify tables. In 2.1, we're going to learn how to sort and filter as well as use the subtotal function in Excel. Let's start off by learning how to filter. In order to filter, for example, someone might say to you, pull out just the IT area that are males, for example. So when you've got a big data set, the filter option is very handy for just pulling out the relevant data that you want. I'm going to highlight the first line of the headings, and on my home ribbon I have sort and filter. Let's turn filter on. As you can see, these little arrows appear on all my headings. So let's start with a simple filter. I'm going to click on the arrow next to department, and I'm going to untick select all and just tick IT. What that does is it just pulls out the IT area, and then I can further filter and say I just want males, for example. How do I know I have a filter on? If you look at all the little arrows, you'll see that the little icon changes, and that means that there's a filter being applied to that particular column. So I could then click there, select all, or clear the filter. Back to department, let's clear the filter from department, and my data's back to normal. You could obviously copy and paste the result somewhere else if you wanted to keep the result. To go a little bit further into filtering, for example, I may just want annual packages that are over 300,000, for example. I can click on the arrow, and instead of ticking and unticking here, I'm going to go to number filters and say greater than 300,000, and it will pull just those values out, for example. You also have less than, equal to, between, above average, below average, and you could even pull the top 10 figures there. Let's clear the filter from there. In this particular column, in column E, I only want to pull managers. Now you can see there's various different managers over here. So I don't want to go and tick and untick all the options for managers. I'm going to go to text filters here and use the option contains. This is a lovely filter because it's very broad in what it will find. So give me anything that contains the word manager, and there you go. You've got only the managers. Let's clear that filter. Let's take dates, for example. I only want people that are, let's say, born in April, for example. I'm going to click on the arrow, date filters, and choose all dates in the period, and then you can choose just a specific month, and there I only have people born in the month of April. So autofilter is a very easy thing to use, but very effective if you've got a big data set. I'm going to turn that filter off now by going sort and filter and just clicking on filter again to switch it off, and my arrows disappear. The next thing I'd like to show you is how to sort. If I would just be sorting the job titles in alphabetical order, all you need to do is click inside the data somewhere, go to the sort and filter on the home ribbon and sort A to Z. It does sort the whole row together, so you'll see head of admin, etc. is together. It's all sorted alphabetically. Let's say I want my annual package, the highest to the lowest. I'd click somewhere in that column and click largest to smallest, my highest salary to my lowest salary. Sometimes you want to sort by more than one column at a time. For example, if there were repeat surnames here, I'd want them to sort together, but their first name thereafter in alphabetical order. If that is the case, go here. We won't use those two because those are for single column sorts. I'm going to say custom sort. Make sure my data has headers is switched on. Sort by last name A to Z, add a level, then by first name A to Z, and OK. Any repeat surnames will be together, and then the first names thereafter. The final thing I want to show you in this exercise is the function subtotal. Now over here, I'm going to type the word subtotal, and over here I'm going to type the word sum. Let's say I do an auto sum over here, and I highlight my annual packages, and that would be my total. My problem with that is if I turn filter on now, and remember to highlight the first row, let's, for example, only pull out the IT department. You will notice that when using a sum function, it doesn't adjust to the filtered result. And what you would do in this case is to use the subtotal function, which is very effective. It will change according to your filter and subtotal accordingly. So let's clear the filter from there. And let's learn how to use the subtotal function. So once again, we start our formula with equals. And I start typing the word subtotal, double click. The first part is the function number. And over here, it's got from number 1 all the way through to 111, telling you what the various functions do. In this case, I just want to sum. So I'm going to double click on sum. It puts a 9 in, comma, and then it asks for the reference. In other words, where is the range? So once again, I'm going to highlight all my annual packages and push enter. So right now we have matching subtotals and sums, but watch now when I filter out the IT department. You'll notice the sum didn't change, but the subtotal changed straight away. Let's filter out just males. And once again, it adjusts accordingly. So subtotals are fantastic little functions, especially when you're filtering.